What's up, guys, and welcome back to another episode of Planet Zoo. Once again, if you guys are enjoying the Africa Expansion Pack mini-series, make sure you drop a like on the video. It'd be greatly appreciated. As the self-proclaimed king of filler episodes, that's precisely what this one's gonna be. So if you're not into that, if you just rather see us make certain exhibits and things, just hang out, wait till the next one. It's gonna be okay. This is sort of a necessary evil because honestly, we've done 2 exhibits now. We're very low staffed. We hardly have any staff members to actually take care of our exhibit animals. And we kind of haven't really done anything yet in the way of architecture. Normally, this is something that I would just sort of condense into a time lapse, but as history has shown, people don't really enjoy those time lapses because they want to see what's going through my head. They want to see what's going on, and it's just a little too fast paced. Now, the first order business, as I mentioned, we do need to get some more staff members, but more importantly, I'd like to try to have a keeper hut over, somewhere near the meerkat exhibit, because as we sit right now, and again, we only have like 1 keeper, the only keeper hut we have is this one here. Okay, so they're gonna have to go from the bridge all the way up across, and then because they don't utilize the guest gate, they actually have to go around the concession stand area, back onto this little path, and then finally through the habitat gate. Kind of a jaunt, I personally, if I was a keeper, I would not be okay with this scenario. So to help out our current keeper, my idea today for our first building edit is I'm going to try to take styling from the concession stand building, this is just a blueprint. All these buildings here are just blueprints. I'm going to take styling from the bathroom as well as the staff resting facility over here. I'm going to try to combine all 3 of these into one cohesive building. So the first thing we have to do in order to make this happen is actually get rid of these few paths right there. Since we are going to be moving the bathrooms around slightly, the paths aren't going to line up anymore. Why didn't I think about this? These are all blueprints. I can just place them all down again if I need to take any sort of styling features from them. So I'm just going to delete those 2. We are unfortunately going to have a staff member, just sort of chilling out there, but he's gone now. And then we're also going to get rid of this staff path here because we'll have to make a little bit of adjustment. And the reason I actually wanted to sort of reconfigure just this little space over here is because I found a really, really cool, well-decorated archway that we couldn't utilize before for this guest gate because, I mean, this one's super fancy. It's very well done, it's very well decorated, but then you have the exit, which is more commonly used, unfortunately, as the entrance over here, and it's just kind of bare, pretty boring, pretty plain looking. So let's go into construction. Here we go, the North African nature scene. This had a really, really cool looking archway, and I think it'll end up looking okay if I can sort of hide the wooden fence. Okay, I think I have it fairly squared up with the path here. Now, all of the plants we're actually gonna have to move because, it's not exactly gonna work like this. I mean, over here we have plants just standing on top of water somehow, which doesn't make a lick of sense. And then over here, it's a little bit too much. There's too much going on here. And to make this look really good, I think we might actually have to do something else with the water treatment facility just over here because, as you can see, we have what would appear to be a pillar on the left side here that would just, again, sort of hover over our little creek. So I'm going to try to bring the creek out to the left more. We can put a water treatment facility literally anywhere, and it might actually be cool if we could perhaps hide it within this new structure we're making, or we could also just put it back here since we have additional paths. Okay, I think this tree was already here to begin with. I'm going to delete that. That already looks so much better, dude. All right, so we'll go in and start editing this structure. Most all of these plants, I think, are gonna have to get deleted, unfortunately, but it'll end up looking pretty good, I think. The blueprints also do a much better job of dispersing all the plant life, whereas when I tend to do things, it's just sort of like, yeah, we'll put a plant over there, we'll drop a couple flowers over there. Yeah, that looks good, and it actually looks pretty horrible. So I'd recommend, if you're like me and don't really care for placing down plants individually or even as a group as a whole like this, just try to use blueprints, and then you can pick and choose what you want to keep or what you need to get rid of, and just makes things a lot simpler. We have a couple of plants clipping through the fence line over here, so we may also be moving the fence line out so it aligns with maybe just the edge of this structure, and we'll probably take it back to right there. I think will be good. So habitat has become invalid. I realize this. Let's next remove the water. Just a single click. Perfect. Basically moving this tiny little waterway just to the right a little bit. Honestly, not that big of a deal. All right, just a couple of clicks later, dude, we are finished up. Now we have to move into painting the terrain because, of course, it looks a little funky now with the long grass sort of coming up through the water. So we're just gonna paint a little strip of sand over there, a little strip of sand over here, and it's already looking so much better. Dude, this looks awesome. I'm super happy with this. So now we should be able to add in our water once again, and there we go, dude. The canal is fixed. I also made it a little bit wider too, for no reason in particular. I just thought it might look a little bit cleaner. And then let's see, how do we want to go about gating this off or fencing off the rest of this thing? Let's start by editing the current barrier. We're going to take that same wood log that it's already using, and let's just bring it up this way. And I'm going to try to hide this pole inside this structure. So we're going to place that down right there. How's that look? That looks pretty good. We're going to need another pipe, dude. And I don't know if that's going to look the best over here. So we might just have to pretend that water can flow underneath. Then we're going to continue editing this ever so slightly, just sort of moving plants around, trying to make sure that plants aren't in the water or covering things that shouldn't be covered. Look at how much nicer that looks already, dude. Whereas before we just had a simple old wooden gate, now we actually have, you know, some dimension. And then as for all of these plants, I really would like to keep quite a few of these. Maybe we'll just move the coconut tree over. But a lot of the space is going to get used up once again with the bathrooms and the staff resting facility, the keeper hut. This structure does look fairly similar to our bathrooms that we had out here originally. And just to keep everything nice and straight and even, I'm also going to be getting rid of these paths here. Now let's get that bathroom again. Okay, we have the bathroom. I'm going to try to place it down right here for a minute, but I'm not sure that's going to be its final resting place. And I'm going to try to put this pillar in the center of the wall for this gate. I think right there actually looks pretty good. So it kind of clips through on the back side. What would it look like if we just buried about half of this pillar on the right into that building? Definitely pushing it. We could hide it maybe with some moss and things. I don't know, let's make it look good from just the front. Okay, and then on this one, since this pillar here just looks a little too weird for me, I'm actually going to edit this structure and just delete that little tulip bit on the top and then the pillar itself at the base. And I think that actually cleaned it up quite a bit. So now it at least looks presentable from the front as we just stand in a tree. But I like that. I think it's coming along. Okay, after some minor tweaking now of the greenery, I think we're actually approaching a decent spot. The only thing I want to do now is actually add some long grass into this center bit right here. That's something. I don't know how it did this, but I'm okay with it. I actually kind of like the look of this. Hopefully that helps get the point across that this is not the main entrance to the Meerkat exhibit, merely the exit. Let me know, of course, if you guys have any ideas for how I could maybe get guests to use one gate over the other. I think so long as the exit is fairly close to the entrance to the zoo as a whole, people are just going to use it as the entrance. That's just the way the game works. That's the mechanic for these NPCs, unfortunately. But there you have it. We have our bathroom block reinstalled, complete with the lattice and the overgrowth with the vines and all the decorative stuff. I got rid of a bunch of the taller plants that would have been in the center bit here, just because I still wanted a lot of the decorative bits through this center to, you know, become a focal point in between these bathrooms. And I like it. It's looking good. I need to add a little bit of stuff over here, I think, yet. And then I think we'll be done on this side. And now for the back side of the building. This part is honestly really difficult for me because I don't know if I want to pull styling from this building or if we should continue pulling styling from the archway and the bathroom block. kind of leaning more towards this one. So let's go ahead and start editing it, and we'll see what we can come up with. Is this snappable, or do you have to line that up manually? Because that seems like a real pain in the butt. And basically what I want to do is recreate this pillar section that they have in the front here, but scoot it back about one whole square. So like, for instance, we're going to take this plaster archway, and rather than having it align here, I'm just going to move it back one, like this. Okay, stairs are roughly in place so far. Let's go ahead and move this habitat gate so we can get the path kicked out where we need it to be. I think right there looks pretty good. So now the keepers will have access to the habitat once again. I don't know how much higher up I actually need to go, but I'm gonna try to fit the remaining 2 building items in here somehow. Let's go to facilities. We'll see how we can possibly do this. So first up, we have the staff room, which I was planning on putting here, but apparently it's not gonna let us do that. Ooh, here we go. This is something. Hey, that looks dope, dude. I really like that. I was planning on having the building, you know, come out kind of to where the edge of the stairs is, where the stairs are over here, but it doesn't appear like it's gonna let us do that. I kind of like this more, and we have an additional window up there. This is the staff resting facility, so let's try the keeper hut downstairs. Right there appears to work. Let's place that down. Now we'll get our path again. Connect that up to the keeper hut. Dude, this worked out way too well. Next, we're just gonna keep editing and adding things, adding more archways. Okay, so this is the North African shop fascia. Do they have a door fascia? How about this? Let's get rid of whatever this thing was called, this other worldly looking archway. I just need something that has an opening for a door. I don't know why that doesn't appear to exist here. Since these are plaster walls, I wonder if they just have a plaster that maybe wasn't included in the DLC. Oh, here we go. Plaster wall for a door. That's exactly what we need. We just have to change the color, but it should look pretty dang good, I think. So up here we have a window. Do they have another one that's specific for a window? Oh, there's a circle window. No, that looks weird. That looks super weird. I thought that was gonna be pretty sick, but no. What is this? The wall shop front. Yeah, I mean, that fits. Okay, and then to get the color, I have had people ask me how to do this in the past. So if you're curious on how to match the color of something you already have in the game, just click on the color itself, and then you can take the color code. There's probably an easier way to do this as well. But for instance, this one's F4, F4, F4. Control C that, and then we'll come over here to our darker one that we want to change the color. We'll enter in that same color, Control V, click enter, and then hit apply, and boom. You got a match. It's beautiful. We're gonna do that to the doorway downstairs as well, dude. Okay, this is really shaping up, boys. This is really shaping up. And then since this doesn't align anymore, I'm gonna take this one. Actually, can I grab both of them? We're gonna grab both of these and slide them over so they match the middle of just this single wall right there. That looks so much better. Grab a plaster wall for here. Up top, same thing. I think we're just gonna do plaster walls. Plaster there, plaster there. What can I bring from this to match the styling? Maybe these, ooh, yeah, actually, maybe these beams. And hang it right over the center of this little archway here, because we have no reason to put anything else up at this height. Okay, we've got it all merged into a group now. I was working on the front of this. I would like to try to mimic this as much as I can, but I don't want it to look identical. All right, let's see what happens if we try to duplicate this. Should work out okay. Here we go. Let's place that down right there. Ooh, actually, dude, that looks really good. That looks really, really good. And then they don't have a pillar in the center, but I'm gonna place this down. So now we're gonna try to select this pillar in the center because we don't want this bit. And then we need a wall section so that it can be, you know, moved over within the grid. So we'll just select a random wall. It doesn't matter too much. And we can move this, lower it down to where it was before, place that down here. Then we'll grab that wall we just moved and place it right back. Heckin' right, bud. And it looks like up at the top, we just have to kind of fill the gap here. So we'll place a small plaster wall there, small plaster wall there. I was kind of hoping we could just copy and paste the whole front of this thing. So I might try that first. Okay, it looks like the only way we're gonna be able to do this efficiently is actually by selecting a good majority of the front of this building. And then we'll probably just have to duplicate it and sort of place it off site so we can adjust things a little bit better. We'll just go through and delete all the stuff we don't want to take with us. All right, this should be everything that we need. So let's try to just move it over and we'll place it in front here. Oh, that's gonna cover up the window though. Didn't think about that, did I? Maybe I spent all this time just trying to select everything that we needed, but turns out we might not need any of it. We'll try it. Let's try it, and maybe we can delete things just around the window. I mean, it could be worse, right? It could be much, much worse. I'll admit I'm not super crazy about it, but it does match the rest of the building. And from afar, I really don't think it looks too bad. I just wish that we could cover up the window too, but I like having the window there. Let me know what you guys think, if this just looks too dumb, or if I should keep it, or what the scoop-dee with this one is. But moving around to the backside, dude, we still have to finish off the backside of this place. So let's take just the back corner of this building, place it off in the distance for right now, and we don't need any of this stuff. So we can get rid of all of this. Okay, that should be everything that we need to bring over there. Drop it down just a little bit right there. Does that look about right? Oh, dude, that's almost spot on. So this pillar over here, I think I'm actually gonna get rid of just because it looks a little funky. Wow, that actually worked. I'm pleasantly surprised. Oh, but all this tile because of the doorway, dude. We're gonna have to get rid of all this tile here. Well, maybe not all of it. I don't know. Underneath the stairs, I mean, isn't even visible. Hang on, this might actually work if we just select all 4 of these. There we go, and that one, and then we just click and drag downward right there. Perfect. Okay, so we still get the cool texture underneath, and now that opens this up for our potential doorway. Get rid of this plaster wall. We might actually, I don't know, should we keep those? No, they're just decorative. Doesn't matter too much. Now we just need the doorway, same thing, the plaster wall we used down here. Dude, this looks so good. Does it not just blend in so much better now? I'm way more happy about this than I was before. This path back here is kind of bugging me though. I'm thinking we make it look a little bit more elegant. Oh yeah, yep. That's it. All right, I'm finally at a point where I'm pretty happy, pretty satisfied, I'd say, with the staircase on the back. I squared it up just to make it look a little bit nicer. And now, dude, all we gotta do is finish up this barrier. Okay, I only had so many different turns that I was able to make in order to hopefully make this thing look nice from both inside and outside of it. And I think we came to a pretty good spot. So it's a lot more square than it used to be. There aren't near as many poles, you know, breaking up the panel, which I saw a comment from someone, I apologize, I don't remember who it was, but they were like, can you get rid of the unnecessary amounts of poles in the fence? And I'm just kind of wondering, like, why? You know, like, what difference does it make? I kind of like it, actually, with all of the additional poles. They're spaced out, what, like every 7 feet or something, I'm pretty sure. I think it looks good. Some of you may disagree with me on that, but, you know, it's cool. Everything's cool. So there you guys have it. An entire episode where all we accomplished was building a building, which I know seems kind of underwhelming, but like I mentioned, it's a necessary evil. It has to be done. Normally, yes, this would have just been consolidated into a time lapse, but I do hope a lot of you found this video helpful, or maybe just even inspiring. If you guys did enjoy, please leave a like, leave a comment, help support the dream by smashing that subscribe button, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks so much for watching, guys. Peace.